Hi guys, Brenda from Entrepreneurship School. This is video 3 of our 5 video series of starting or growing a business in South Africa, where I'm sharing 5 key steps with you guys that you need to follow in the correct sequence in order to realistically start or grow your business. Now, the first 3 videos is all about the foundation of your business and getting a solid foundation in place. And in this video, we're going to take a look at a viable business model. And as I mentioned in the previous video, no matter how good or noble your business idea is, if it can't generate money, it's not worth your effort. And a viable business model, I'm going to give you guys 3 quick key tips to make sure you've got a viable business model. The first thing you got to identify is, what are you selling? Are you selling a nice to have, or are you selling a need to have? Because the reality is that we're in a recession, especially in South Africa, and the economy is pretty weak in the rest of the world as well. And as soon as there's a recession and I'm a consumer, I will look at my budget and I will only start to spend money on things that I actually really need and not things that are nice to haves. So for you to first of all make sure you have a viable business model and a viable business idea, turn your business service offering into a need to have, that it's not a nice to have, but that people actually need what you offer. Right, the second thing you want to get in place is you want to make sure that you're selling correctly. So my question to you is, how are you selling your product or your service? Because people buy emotionally, but they justify what they buy logically. So you gotta cater for both factors of why people buy. Now, when people buy emotionally, you want your service or your product to have a certain feeling that they get when they purchase your product or your service, and logically it's gotta make sense, right? I need this thing to make my life better or to keep me alive, or whatever the case is. So that's the logical aspect of how you are selling your product or your service. And the third thing you want to get in place is you want to package your product and your service. You want to make it easy for people to buy. So the more you can remove the red tape, the easier it is for the consumer to buy your product or your service, the more sales you will make. Let's take an example of Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs planned the iTunes online store, the people told him, and his own staff members actually told him, that it will never work. And Steve Jobs said, it will work if we make it easy. So now the question becomes, how can I make my package for my product or my service as easy as possible? And I've got 4 suggestions here that you need to get in place to make it easy. The first thing is, people want to know, how much does it cost? Yes, money matters. Price matters. A consumer wants to know, how much will this product or the service cost? The second thing a consumer wants to know is, what's the time frame or the duration involved with the product or the service? The third thing is, what's the process? Break it down for them. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And the last thing is the requirements. What do you need from me as the consumer to continue with the process? There you have it, guys, in a nutshell. Turning your business or your startup into a viable business model, you got to understand that you need to first of all sell a need, something that's essential for people to have in order to continue. The second thing is, people buy emotionally, they justify logically. And lastly, package your product or your service, make it easy for people to buy. I will see you guys in the next video, video number 4, where we will touch on a vision for your business.